Hi, we thank you for taking the time to watch our video. This is James Powell. I've been a pastor, a business owner, and I am an online marketer. I am inviting you as a potential customer. We are trying to highlight different churches. And before we start this presentation, our goal is to truly help you promote your church. At the end of this presentation, we are going to highlight a church. And if you would like your church highlighted, please connect with us via email and or our Facebook page. Email james@yourchurchpromotions.com or connect with our Facebook page, facebook.com/yourchurchpromotions. Send us a direct message. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have a great day and you enjoy this presentation. We do thank you for joining us, and we do hope that you are having a great day, a great start of the week. I know that there are still many that are going through several things, especially with this COVID thing and losing different family members. Of course, the church I attend, there's been several that we have lost, but I'm coming to you on behalf of trying to help you promote your church. During this COVID time and all the lockdown and everything that's gone on, many of the churches have gone online. And that is why I am really been pushing this. It's been so encouraging seeing so many churches that do a live Facebook, live YouTube, different other streams. But this presentation today is I'm going to start with you using online tools. I want to start getting you to think about other possibilities of what is out there. I am going to talk about some that you have heard of, but I'm going to introduce possibly some newer ones that maybe you have heard of but don't know what it is, or maybe you already know what it is. It's I think of what the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun, but you may already be using them. So, sorry about that for my voice. So, we're going to go to the presentation. I do thank you for joining in with us, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about who I am, just in case you don't know who I am. And of course, I do want to say that I upload this video up to all of our other video platforms, and that way it will be, of course, I try to do a live on Facebook, and then I upload it to the YouTube channel and our Rumble channel too. So, all right, we will get into the presentation. Thank you for joining me. If you have any comments or questions, please drop a comment below. Not that I'm going to take care of it on this presentation, but I'll bring it up, create a training, whatever is needed. So thank you for joining, and we hope that you enjoyed this presentation. So let's get right into it. Again, my name is James Powell, and one of the things that I am trying to do is helping you with social media for ministry. This is Your Church Promotions. This is my website, and I've been trying to bring tools and helps and just different things, suggestions for you, the minister, the church, and just trying to help you really connect your church to the community around you. Okay, and of course, this is my yourchurchpromotions.com is my website. Tips to help you increase online connection and connect your church with your community. That's my entire goal. And when I say community, not only your local community, but your online community. This is what this is about. So, why should I promote online? And you're probably going to get tired of hearing this, but we've just come through a rough time. Some churches are still dealing with the pandemic and the coronavirus, and many churches have gone to online with their services via YouTube, Facebook, and many other venues. The thing about this is, with going online to Facebook and YouTube, it opens up a door to a whole new world, to people who will never, ever make it through your church doors. So why should I promote online? It shows this generation you are connected. It opens doors to potential converts. And there are 2 billion users on YouTube, 2.7 billion users on Facebook. How about just getting a small piece of that pie? Now, I'm not going to preach, but one of the sermons I was listening to recently, or actually it was a service I was in, and someone alluded to using what is in your hands. So I started digging up this scripture in Exodus 4:2-5, and I'm not going to preach. I just want you to think about something. So it's Exodus 4:2-5, and the Lord said unto him, speaking to Moses, what is in your hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand, take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. So I want you to think of using what's in your hand, and Moses was afraid. Those are two little highlights I want you to think of. And think of this. God likes to use what is in our hand. There's other references. God used what was in Shamgar's hand, Judges 3:31. God used what was in David's hand, 1 Samuel 17:49. God used the jawbone of a donkey in Samson's hand, Judges 15:15. God used 5 loaves and 2 fish in the hand of a little boy, John 6:9. So this reflects a precious principle regarding how God uses people. God used what Moses had in his hands. Moses' years of tending sheep were not useless. Those years had put into Moses' hand things he could use for God's glory. God didn't use the scepter that was in Moses' royal hand when he lived in Egypt, but he did use a simple shepherd's staff. So, he said, a rod. That rod of Moses would part the Red Sea. It would strike a rock to see water pour forth. It would be raised over battle until Israel won. It would be called the rod of God. God is about using what is in our hands. It became a serpent. Not only did Moses' rod become a snake, it became a real snake that was frightening enough for Moses to run from it. Said, reach out your hand, take it by the tail. We see the faith of Moses when he reached out. He was afraid. God commanded him to do it. And the tail, which is the most dangerous place to grab a snake, because they're, and just logically, they can come around and strike. But in this little incident, Moses learned how to do what God told him to do, even if it was uncomfortable. And this is what I want to bring out. He learned what to do when God told him, using what was in his hand. Now, I want to ask you, what is in your hand that God can use that maybe you're a little uncomfortable with? Some of you may already be ahead of me, but I am focusing on tools that are at our fingertips that many aren't using, and they can be used to propagate the gospel of Christ. And I'm talking of technology. And technology, ministry and technology are two passionate things that are close to me. So I'm focusing on using technology to propagate the gospel of Christ. Okay, any pastor during this time of COVID realizes that connecting to your congregation is much harder than before. And I can just imagine that there are people that are really struggling as pastors. I remember when I pastored, trying to connect with people, it was a struggle. Where I pastored, all of my people lived a half hour, 45 minutes away, north and south of me. So I wasn't just able to pop in and visit everyone on one day. I had to. I mean, it was crazy. So I'm saying all that to say there are 3 words I want you to think on in connecting to your congregation. Actually, it's just one, but you see it. Communication, communication, communication. But you have something in your hands that you can use. Everyone has access to it. Think about it. Think about it. It's called the internet. You have it available to you, and you can use it to propagate the gospel of Christ. So, it's called the internet. Now, here's possible tools. Now, I'm not gonna go really in depth, but I just kind of want to toss out some ideas that you can use. Possible tools you can use to communicate with your congregation. This is very key. Using tools, and these are free tools that are at your disposal to get the message out. Okay, and of course, you see it in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Parler, CloutHub, Rumble, and Nextdoor. I'm going to go through each of these, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each of them. I'm not going to go in depth, but I just want you to think on how you can use these for your ministry. It's very, very key to do it. Okay. Facebook. And of course, many of you have seen those that are using Facebook. I've seen pastors that are standing behind the pulpit. Their church is empty. I've seen pastors sitting in their study. I've seen pastors sitting at their kitchen table, their dining room table, their office in the parsonage. I've seen, since we've been going through this COVID, I have seen pastors utilizing Facebook to get the messages out, and that encourages me and gets me fired up. But let's talk about what each of these social media things are for. Facebook, this is for posting pictures, video, longer posts to really connect to your family and community. Of course, it's become a main live stream channel for many churches, individuals, and organizations. You can live stream on it just like I'm doing here. Unless you're watching this video on all my I repurpose every live Facebook and use it on my other video channels. You might be watching this on my other video channels. But you can live stream from mobile or computer. You can post images, text, and video on Facebook. That is what Facebook is for the longer things that you want to post. Okay, Twitter. Twitter is typically used for shorter quotes, links to videos and articles, and mainly short quips and quotes. But you can live stream from a mobile device, and you can post images, text, and video. And one of the things that I typically use Twitter for is SEO purposes. It is great for SEO, and if you don't know what that is and you want to understand it more, you can get a hold of me. That's fine. I can help you out. So, YouTube. This is a mainstreaming platform that is probably one of the most stable platforms for long-term and widely recognized. This improves your SEO of your church website and info. And again, I can explain that to you if you desire. You can contact me, send me a DM, a direct message, or contact me, through one of my channels. You can live stream from the computer with no restrictions. For mobile streaming, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers to your channel. You can post only video and put text and links in the description. But that is what YouTube is used for. Okay, now I want to jump into some newer social media platforms that maybe you might have heard of, but you may not be too familiar. Number one, Parler. This is a newer platform and I emphasize this, is a free speech platform, meaning it accepts all, won't ban anyone. Right now, we're going through the process of Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. When you are talking against liberals or pushing the conservative message, and specifically political, or you talk against abortion or whatever, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube will shut you down or ban you or squelch you a little bit, or kind of try to hide. Parler is a free speech platform. Now, Parler is similar to Twitter. It's not exactly, but it's similar to Twitter, except it doesn't have live streaming yet from computer or mobile. You can post images, text, and video. That's the thing. You can still post your text, you can actually create take your church video and repurpose it and shoot it up to all the channels. That's what I would do. Anyway, repurpose your videos to get your message out. Okay, CloutHub. CloutHub is another free speech platform. This is a newer platform. In fact, a few months ago, there were many legislators that were getting their Twitter squelched. Were going over to Parler and CloutHub, and there's a lot of conservative politicians that are on these platforms. But this sort of takes just a little after Facebook. It doesn't offer live streaming though, but you can post images, text, and video. Okay, the next one is Rumble. Now, Rumble, I just got hooked up with it in the last little while. It's awesome. I'm loving it. This is a free speech video platform that is focused on, their goal is to take on YouTube. They want to be competitive with YouTube. Now, it doesn't offer live streaming yet, but it is a good, stable platform to upload completed videos. So take your video that you have from your service and repurpose it over to Rumble. So you can download your service, upload it, and you can schedule your videos to the Rumble platform. Another added thing that Rumble does is it creates, you can make money off of your videos. In fact, I've been on it very short time, and I've already made a little money on it. But you can upload video along with dropping text and links in your video description, and you can link up to your Facebook, your YouTube channels from Rumble. You can upload one video, it goes to your Rumble account or your Rumble channel, and several various YouTube channels all at once, Facebook pages, and Pinterest. If you have everything hooked up correctly. All right, and here's my last one here, called Nextdoor. Now, Nextdoor is kind of like Facebook in a way, Facebook and CloutHub, but Nextdoor is an app that I highly suggest and recommend for every church to use, because it specifically focuses on your surrounding neighborhood. The only ones that will see your post is within certain miles from where you live. That is very key for a church. Your post can only go so far, and then you can actually be specific into what communities that you want your post to go directly around your church. So look into it. I mean, it's a good local community platform. But you can post images, text, and video, and you can sell things. And it kind of has a classifieds look. You can do a general post, plus it has classifieds, and there's different groups that you can start a group, community, So those are just different things that you can do. So that is all the social media, and I'm asking you, are you wanting to really connect to your community? I ask you again, what is in your hand? We have technology at our fingertips. I'm being very serious. We can connect with our neighbors, our city, our state, our nation, and world right from our computer. It's time to use it for God's kingdom. So, if you would like to connect with me, I invite you to connect with me, and I know that many of you have already started being aware of it. So, if you're in need of help with your ministry, please contact me, james@yourchurchpromotions.com. Go to facebook.com/yourchurchpromotions, james@jjmediaonline.net, or go to my website, yourchurchpromotions.com, just kind of take a look at it and see what's happening. Okay, I said I was going to highlight a church, so we are going to highlight a church. The church we are highlighting is Port Clinton Bible Methodist Church. Port Clinton Bible Methodist Church. If you search Port Clinton Bible Methodist Church, showing you that this is live, you will see that they rank pretty well with all their websites. In fact, their videos are beating mine out, but right there's mine. So in the top 3, there is mine that I did. And the great thing about it is they use Facebook. And one of the things that's happening is Facebook is ranking higher and higher and giving YouTube competition. Used to, you could use YouTube for the SEO purposes, but Facebook has changed it. But go to Port Clinton Bible Methodist Church, find out about them, highlight it if you'd like to see the videos, see what they do. I just wanted to highlight their church and show you that if you're in the area, contact Reverend Darren Foreman, the pastor. So, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, share, connect with me on all my video, wherever you see this, the platform you see this on. I appreciate it. We look forward to bringing you the next video. And the biggest thing we want to do is help you propagate the gospel of Christ. We'll catch you next time.